Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in
Florida. Guys,
okay.
Yes. I was just thinking.
Hey, Josh.
You remember middle school? The bad kids, they always folded up paper and made it into a popper.
Oh, yeah.
And they would run it beside you in the hallway.
I do remember that.
Did y'all ever know how to make those?
I did, but
Of course, bad kid.
I am a bad kid.
I knew it.
Hit me up. I don't remember how to make that.
Who do you want to hit you up? Like, what are you saying?
Everybody that wants to hang out with a bad boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Cammy Bad Boy.
Yeah. What?
That's what your nickname was.
gmail.com.
Calling me Cammy kind of takes away the bad boy shtick.
Honestly, though, I do remember that, and I remember the people who would make remember the paper football?
Yeah.
And they could fold them real tight.
Really tight, yeah.
And they could like flick them like down the hallway.
Yeah, where it would hurt your fingernail when you flicked it.
Yeah, those were the kids who had like celebrity status in your high school or your middle school.
Make me a football. It was one of those.
Like, I've got 73 to make.
Josh made one of those fortune.
Yes, I did.
What do you call those things?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Even the
we did that on the
Wikipedia.
podcast, though.
On episode 18, he made one, Fortune Finder.
Fortune Finder, yes.
For
the
Cop and Pen
origami
episode.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, guys, answer me this. Okay.
Here we go.
How do you become popular in middle school these days? Because back then it was you had to
Good
have a
question.
craft. You had to have some sort of ability.
Yeah.
Okay, I can answer this.
Cam, you're the teacher.
What are the cool kids doing?
Oh, TikToks. If you can make the dopest TikTok in the
you're
school,
instantly celebrity status.
oh, absolutely.
So you're a celebrity in the school?
Yeah, if you follow my TikTok, you're gonna see some amazing dance moves.
Yep.
Some amazing jerky recipes.
Hello.
It's a great time.
I just want to go ahead and I'm going to add him. It's at Cammy Bad Boy.
Yep. Check it out. Okay, boys.
Hey.
Got some news for you.
Come on.
Finally.
So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Carol Baskin.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Yeah.
Baskin. I think somebody called me out
Yeah,
for
they
it.
did.
I kept putting an S on the end.
You pluralize everything, though.
I do. Carol's. She
This guy, he's good.
she got put on Dancing with the Stars
She did.
somehow. Right?
Yes. Yep.
She did.
Okay. And we talked about that and how crazy the fact that she's on Dancing with the Stars is. I've personally never watched Dancing with the Stars. I've never seen it.
Same.
But she is
Same.
on there. I went and looked up the
here we
clips
go. Here
just
he
so I
goes.
could see what was going on.
How was it?
The first
Oh,
dance
God
that she
bless.
danced
Please.
was to Eye of the Tiger.
Oh,
No.
my God.
I'm serious.
Jesus.
Eye of the Tiger, and
She
it
knew what
was
she was
not
doing.
good. No,
Are
she
there
did
any
not
other
know what she was
Tiger
doing.
songs?
No, I'm saying she knew what she was doing.
The producers on that show
Yeah.
are going to milk that for all
yeah.
they can, for sure. But she was dressed up. She had like a tiger dress on. Eye of the Tiger. But that's not even the most interesting part.
Supposedly
Okay.
she was reading Tiger Beat magazine, too. Is that true?
Yeah, she loves Teen Magazine.
That was like in the green room. They got a
Right.
shot in the green
Teen
room.
Bop.
So the family of her ex-husband, now deceased husband, Don Lewis.
Right.
All right. We all know the story. If you haven't listened to our podcast or if you haven't seen, what is it? Tiger King. What are you even doing?
What are you doing with your life?
But anyways, people think that she might have killed Don Lewis or
did.
knows, at least she knows more than she's letting on.
Yeah.
But anyways, the family of Don Lewis, the daughters and the, I think it was
Wife?
his
First
ex-wife.
wife?
Yeah,
Yeah.
first wife. They ran a commercial during Dancing with the Stars
No.
saying, we believe that
Holy
she
crap.
knew this. And they're like, if you have any information, please come forward. We want to find out what happened to our dad, Don Lewis. During Dancing with the Stars.
If anything takes the fun out of being on Dancing with the Stars, it's watching it and then seeing that.
Being accused of murder on a
Yeah.
commercial.
Hey, if anybody has any information about that lady dressed as a
Jeez.
tiger dancing on stage.
Here's the thing. The network had to have like okayed that.
Oh, for sure.
Because they know the ratings that's going to pull in. There's an opposition like
Yeah.
research request happening right after you danced.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's insane.
I think it's amazing.
You know,
Carol
she's at
Baskin.
home. She's eating Frosted Flakes.
right.
Yep.
Get it?
Extra bananas.
I get it.
Yeah. And she's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This commercial pops on.
And she's like, now they're never going to vote for me.
No, I am really interested to see, and there might be more to it once this airs. Like there might be, I don't know when they even air that show, but
Bro, what if she ended up going to jail because of all the exposure she like went after? You know what I'm saying? Like she's on Dancing with the Stars. She's eating it up. But what
Yeah.
if that's what led to like, you know,
I think I've seen that lady
more
before.
attention? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the next thing
In
you
the
know.
swamp.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
She was holding that guy underwater.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. I thought that's
Let's
where we
make
were
it-
going.
So,
Too far.
anyways, if you do have any information of Don
Yes.
Lewis, please come forward.
Absolutely. Call 911.
Please come forward. That's it. We don't have any tip lines for you to
Send
call.
us-
Just
send-
come forward.
Send us an email and we'll find who it needs to go to. All right. So let's get into headlines, though. Mm-hmm. That's what this whole entire show is about, is my
the whole
headlines.
show.
That's it.
So we have a Florida man
Okay.
that was arrested for trying to steal a trolley.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you hear the word trolley,
Right.
Okay.
Josh, what do you picture?
The macaroni, the rice-a-roni thing.
Okay, next. Wayne, what do you picture?
That song, bang, 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 goes the trolley.
And what is a trolley, though?
It's a bus.
All right, so
on
that's how like a bus that's on a track usually.
What is
So
rhyme,
not a
then?
train
What's the
though.
rice-a-roni thing?
We have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. Yours is a fever dream.
Live streamers.
A trolley
stick up
though
from here.
is like a public transport that's usually on some kind of track. So
This guy.
going down to like downtown Tampa, they
Right.
have trolleys that go to like certain stops
San Francisco.
that you can just jump
Yeah.
on. San Francisco is a
Right.
big one.
I don't believe you.
But anyways, the 65-year-old man, Gene Sweet Apple is his last name. Sweet Apple.
What?
Cam's got to be so mad.
I know.
He's so jealous.
I'm going to call him Daddy.
Oh my god.
He was arrested for trying to steal a trolley in Lee County. They call it the Lee Tran trolley.
That's-
But the driver was on break.
Ooh.
This was in front of the transportation office. It was like parked in front of the offices.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets into this trolley and is trying to figure out how to drive it. So the only reason he got caught was somebody came, like some bike rider came to get on the trolley. He put his bike up there and then he's
Naturally.
like, this guy,
This guy.
he's not dressed for this part.
He got caught because the track is circular.
Yeah, right?
You
It's on
can't
a
get
track.
away.
Well, he hadn't even started driving it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he hadn't got anywhere. So
This is weird.
the bike rider went inside to the offices and he's like, I think there's somebody trying to steal your trolley.
He was just telling on someone for not being in uniform. What kind
Yeah,
That's kind of rude.
So they go out there. The actual driver goes out to there to confront the guy,
Ooh.
and he's like, "Do you have a weapon?" The Florida man, Sweet Apple,
him. Oh,
it was
yeah.
like, "Well, I have a pocket knife."
Okay.
Okay.
I love
Dude,
it.
And
that is, you guys are related 100%.
Yeah. And a ankle gun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a back.
Take a pick.
Yep.
He just made some jerky.
Yeah. And so, anyways, the trolley driver went to the side of the trolley, put his hands inside the driver window, and basically there's like this button that shuts down the whole trolley. It's like an emergency shutdown. So he did that. They called the cops, and eventually the deputies were able to get Sweet Apple off
Come
the
on.
trolley, which is just what a name,
Sweet apple.
Sweet Apple.
I can't imagine what his ancestors did.
I would
I just got.
I would love to know, honestly, like I would love to know his day job.
Yeah.
Because
Well, he's a trolley driver.
Well,
I think
He
he's
wishes.
yeah, soon.
he's probably
He's in
the-
training.
The entertainment business.
They don't have keys, trolleys, or are they?
I don't know,
keyless?
but like I don't know where you're expected to go because they're gonna find you. You hit
yeah.
very specific spots.
Well, and also too,
like
fun-
there's maps all over those things that show where they stop at.
yeah, he would have got busted.
Oh, easily.
Well, it sounds like he was just tired of waiting for that guy to get off his break.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think the actual driver is at fault.
Bingo.
You don't need to take that long of a break.
Thank
if
you.
somebody's trying to steal your trolley, like
You've been on break too long.
yeah, finish
Yeah.
your sandwich.
If
come
a
on.
guy was able to mount his bike on the trolley,
100%.
get in the trolley, watch
Find
a guy fiddle around.
exactly.
No, that breaks too long.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I agree.
You're fired.
You're fired. Let's talk about a guy that went to Disney World. Ended up not having a great time. So this Florida man went to Hollywood Studios.
Come on.
What do they got there?
Not a lot.
Lots of
Body Wars?
great attractions. Star Wars is there now.
Star Wars, that's what
yeah.
I
Okay.
But anyways, he kind of caused some attention because he was not wearing a mask.
Oh.
You're supposed to wear a
Strike
mask.
one.
Right.
You have to wear a mask at Disney. So he was confronted by Disney security, both like uniformed and there was a lot of like plain clothes security
undercover.
guards.
That'd be fun.
There's a ton of them at Disney.
They're called
plain
Goofy's
clothes.
Troopers,
I think so.
Are they?
and they're undercover.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they can
that makes
beat
sense.
you, honestly.
That makes sense.
So, anyways, they confronted this guy for not wearing a mask, and so he wasn't happy about it, and he tried to like rile other people up around the park when he was being escorted out.
Like he was trying to build a support.
Yeah, like he wanted some support, and like he basically
of people wearing masks.
no,
people
he
are
like
wearing
saying,
masks.
okay, this is what he said.
let you get to
He
it.
started quoting, or what he thought he was quoting, the movie Bug's Life.
Oh, Wayne
And
knows
so-
a lot of quotes from it.
Oh yeah.
You remember the Bug's Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, the better version of Ants. Ants was a terrible movie.
Ants was a terrible.
Yeah.
They were
movie.
both terrible.
Yeah.
Anyways,
A
the
B
guy,
movie is where it's at.
there's a video of this guy like being like escorted out of the park, and basically as he's being led to the exit by security, he's like, "Remember the movie that came out
my
at Walt
gosh.
Disney World? It was called A Bug's Life. Remember Hopper?
What?
He said, if one guy stands up, one ant stands up."
No
which is
freaking
like
way.
not the quote at all. So I guess he's like getting confused at the end of the movie. Hopper, which actually is like the villain,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a grasshopper.
Yep.
This is such a weird story to be talking
I
about.
love this.
In the movie, the grasshopper said, "You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up," which is what happens. Like the ants band
Yeah.
together
Right.
and
So
take
he's
down the.
calling
He's
Disney
trying
the
to
ant.
see other people at Disney and like, listen, we can't let them like take away our
He's
freedom.
identifying as the bad guy.
Yes,
and
but
saying
he's trying
the
to
good
rile
guys.
up everybody in
Wow.
Disney and be like, take off your masks and join me.
But
with
it
a
almost-
popular movie
Yeah, well,
of Bugs Life.
from the
al-
90s.
It almost sounds like theater.
It's so weird.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it makes-
if he was just trying to make a scene and get views, like that's what you would do.
I don't think he was. So the guy said, as he was being drug out, he's like, "I'm not crazy. I have a wife and 2 kids."
You know,
Which I don't think that's saying a lot, but
I think the line "I'm not crazy."
yeah,
is-
I'm not crazy. I have
That's
a
what
wife and 2
crazy
kids.
people say.
That's what crazy people
Yeah,
say.
and a wife and 2 kids will
Yeah,
make
but
you
you
crazy.
procreated. Congratulations, a goat can do that.
Oh.
So like
Get 'em.
So why are you
A
not?
grasshopper could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you not crazy?
He's crazy.
You know
Because he
what I
has a
mean?
wife and 2 kids.
Right.
So, anyways, if you're gonna like
Hold
quote,
on.
if you're gonna quote Disney movies,
Wayne's got a wife and 2
and
kids.
I know, freaking crazy.
I'm not crazy though.
You're crazy.
It's crazy. If you're gonna quote like a Disney movie in
Yeah.
a Disney park,
Right.
like you need to know what you're saying. Like at least quote it.
Get it
correctly.
right.
Anybody quoted A Bug's Life in the last 20 years?
Oh, I did last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hopper, same quote?
Yeah.
Hopper quote? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some bullies were pushing me around at the mall.
Jesus.
Like if you won't let one little teenage ant stand up to
They
you.
found out about his TikTok.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
They were trying to. They were coming after my
What was
TikTok.
your name again?
Cam Baby.
No,
I don't even remember.
Cam Daddy.
Cammy Bad Boy.
Cammy Bad Boy.
He said, I don't remember. And then it came out perfectly.
Oh yeah.
All right, so our next headline. So you guys have probably done this at some point in your life, like you've reached into the
Cookie
couch.
jar.
No, the couch cushion. Sorry, and you found like coins or like
Dog food. It's always dog food.
dog food,
Yeah.
dog treats, dog toys, maybe guitar picks.
Dogs.
If you play guitar, those things are everywhere. But anyways, security at the Miami International Airport reached into some cushions
That's
and a
scary.
chair that was being shipped through this airport
Fun.
and found about $500,000.
Oh,
Whoa.
money.
Come
Yes, money.
on.
Okay.
They found about let's see, $491,280 were stuffed into this cushion chair. So like in the
Okay.
cushion.
How?
I found valuables. My favorite fork. I found my favorite fork.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a
How
lot
do
of
you lose a
cash, I
fork
feel
in a-
like.
It's a ton of
You fall
cash.
asleep eating.
Yeah.
So,
And then
anyways,
just
this crate of furniture was being shipped to the Dominican Republic, and basically, like criminal organizations will attempt to export, all this cash to
Wow.
other countries so that they can launder the money and put them
Right.
into offshore accounts. So that's what was happening. But it's not like illegal to travel with a large amount of money.
Yes.
It is legal, but you have to report anything over $10,000 when you're carrying it through
let
airport
'em know.
security. So I did find it interesting that they're saying that on a typical day, the TSA will seize on average $207,000 in unreported or illicit currency a day. 200 grand.
407,000. And
That's-
then by the time it makes its way,
It's
to the
insane.
news.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot of money just to
All right.
collect and illicit funds.
If
a
it's
day.
me and I have to move that money,
Yeah.
I'm taking that money and I'm shaping it into a chair,
Yes,
and I'm saying this is a art cash chair.
it's
Right.
It's not real money.
No, it's
Yeah.
real money,
Oh, okay.
but it's art, bro.
I
Then
see what
that
you're
makes
saying.
it different.
Right.
Bingo.
It does
Yeah.
make a difference.
I
The
get it.
loophole, the art loophole.
It always works.
It always works. Hey, fellas,
Hi.
I got a letter,
Hey, Josh.
Did you?
and the question was, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
and
I mean, that's not so special.
normally we get longer questions, but this one,
Just wanted to know how we were.
yeah, and I know I had a rough week.
You did have a rough week. I didn't want to say anything, but you were kind of testy.
Yeah,
I felt a little.
I felt that too.
Yeah, I felt a little tooty moody Judy, as I say.
I mean, you ran full speed at my truck.
No, you caught me during my intermittent sprint.
Cameron,
session.
tell me. No, that's not true.
incorrect. I was trying to
What
just
was I
be
wearing?
a good friend, barely anything.
That's what I do my intermittent sprints in.
I was trying to drop off some soup to you.
Yes.
I made extra soup,
Oh, I love soup.
and I know that you love soup, so I tried to drop some off at your house.
Yes.
And I don't know what happened. Like if you thought that I was somebody else, but you basically just ran full speed like a crazy person at my truck. So I just
I
left.
wanted the soup.
I took the soup with me.
I was running to the soup.
You scared me.
The way Cameron called me afterwards, he was like, "So the door's shut, and I think he's not home."
Yeah.
And then it flies open, and he comes sprinting across the yard at me.
How can I say I
You
love
attacked
your
me over some
soup?
soup.
How can I say I love you? I love your soup.
Not that way, but
Okay.
anyways, I mean, I still just got the
All
feeling.
right. So that was a mix up.
I text you, "Good
Yeah.
morning." What did you say back to me?
Okay. Well, I had been getting these prank calls all day.
I texted him, "Good morning." He
Yeah.
said, "Piss off."
All right. So to explain that, I kept getting these survey prank calls, and they're like, "Sir, if we had a urine removal product, what could we name it?"
I said, "Good morning."
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. And I was like, "Piss off." 'Cause that's what I would name the urine removal stuff.
Okay, so you mixed up the text.
All right,
Anyways,
why were you angry?
So I did a little, looking back
Okay.
and to see kind of why I was angry.
Okay.
self-reflection.
Yeah. It was. I sat in front of the mirror,
Perfect.
first American style. And I remembered this quote from my grandma Granny.
Okay.
And she's like, you can't have a headless horseman without the horse, right?
What?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out.
Your granny said
I was trying to
that?
figure out why I was angry, and
Okay.
then that came to me like a Moana or one of
Right.
these spiritual guides.
Don't just like spurt off like random Disney movies and expect us to like.
It was a Hopper quote.
Yeah.
So she said, you can't have a headless horseman
Right.
without a horse.
Okay.
The headless man is the literal embodiment of anger. And I'm like, oh, that's so true. And
That's a
she,
dead man.
she said, when he arrives, it's intense, it's confusing, and it's scary. But how does he arrive? On a horse.
Okay.
So the horse is what makes the headless horseman possible.
Right. I'm gonna need you to translate this.
She's saying that anger is the guy.
Okay.
What is actually the cause of the anger is within the horse.
So you're trying to figure out why you had an angry week, and you went back to this random quote from Grandma
Well, I
Granny.
did some self-reflection in the
Right.
mirror.
Okay.
Right.
And she said, the horse, what makes up the anger, is usually made up of feelings like anxiety,
Right.
jealousy, fear, sadness.
Okay,
So after
okay.
this weird conversation with your grandmother, did you figure it out?
I did. So since I'm in tune with my body, I knew that all that was dumb and it was BS.
Right.
So it had to be something else.
I was feeling that way too
It
a
had to
little
be
bit.
something.
Grandma
deeper.
Granny's giving you wisdom. You're like, nah, that's dumb.
That's dumb. Like who
What,
does a headless?
what you're saying is
What
dumb.
do you know?
What do you know, spirit guide?
Yeah.
So I looked at my week
Okay.
and kind of wanted to see where it started. So
Okay.
I start backtracking every day. Waking up, was I angry? And
Sure.
I made it all the way back to Saturday.
Okay.
Mhm.
I woke up. I wasn't angry. Right.
Okay.
Woke up at like 11.
Perfect.
I was hungry.
A little late.
Well, come on. What do you
All right.
expect?
Right.
You know,
It's a
I'm up
weekend.
on VR all night. Bro.
Come on, baby.
So Saturday, hungry.
Right.
So I'd been eating crap food. I admit it. This time I wanted food by a real artist.
Yeah, I tried to bring you soup. Okay.
Yeah, and I ran for it, baby. So I went to, I don't want to say their name, the Subterranean Railroad Station for elongated
Okay.
sandwiches.
All right.
And I go there, and the food artist greets me, super happy.
Yeah.
I pick out a sandwich on the board, on the art board.
Right.
And
I hope you went footlong.
oh, you know I did.
$5.
Italian. I
Right.
want that
Oh.
Italian with that
Yum.
drizzle.
Oh, yeah.
So he starts making it. And I'm like, something's weird here. Mask, yes. We're all masked up.
Right.
No gloves.
What?
I'm like,
No.
what type of place is this?
Right.
So I say, hey, and he's halfway through. And I'm like, you don't have any gloves on. He's like, don't worry, brother. It's made with love. What? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I appreciate the thought,
Right.
but
The world we're living in.
yeah, you think you could put some gloves on?
For sure. Safety first.
And he's like, okay. So he puts gloves on and keeps going. I'm like, you think you could start over?
Make me another sandwich.
Mood change instantly.
Okay, but in his
Anger.
defense, I'd probably be upset too.
What?
I mean, I get your side.
But he's
of it.
infected. He's potentially infected Josh's sandwich.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
So Josh is saying, make me a clean sandwich.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Let's
How
start
angry
with,
does he get?
oh, he's now he's like, ugh, like stretching his neck, wringing his neck.
That's not a
What?
good
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
No.
Like a
He's
bull.
like flexing his shoulders.
And so he's like, and I can see him. He's like, he starts self-talking, and he's like, it's not your anger. Don't worry
What?
about it.
Talking to
not
Grandma
true.
Granny.
Yeah. He's like, just take that anger. It's in your head now. It's in your head. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, banana peppers? Yeah, I try to. It's a tough spot to interject
Right.
between self-talk about anger.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Olive oil and vinegar?
Right.
And he's like, move it down. Just push it down. Push that
Right.
anger down. It's in your shoulders now. And then he
Right.
starts like rolling his shoulders while he's making my sandwich. And I'm like, this is the weirdest spot ever.
Yeah. It's violent.
He's like, just
Uncomfortable.
get it out. He's like, it's in your arms now. It's in your arms. And I'm like, toasted? and he's like, okay. And I hear, okay, it's in your hands. Just push it out of you. Push it out.
What?
And then he goes, okay, sir, you're all ready. I'm going to ring you up. Rings me up. He's like, all right, have a great day.
Well, like he like totally changed.
Yeah, instant. And I'm like, oh, he's got like a regret. Like, okay. He
Yeah,
realized,
yeah.
hey, I was kind of a jerk
for sure.
making that sandwich.
Sure.
I eat that sandwich. I track my anger back to that angry sandwich. That was a voodoo Italian sub.
What?
I ate a voodoo sub.
Angry voodoo sub.
You're
It's
saying
since
that
that
guy
day.
put his anger into your sandwich.
How else? He moved it out of his head into his arms, into my sandwich. He massaged anger into my sandwich.
So you caught the anger.
I got the angry sandwich.
That's a sentence no one's ever said before.
I got an angry sandwich.
No, he
I caught
massaged
the
his
anger.
anger into my sandwich.
I don't think any of these sentences anybody's ever said.
Well, I just realizing that didn't make me happy. It made me angrier.
Right.
Okay.
He forced this onto you
Yeah,
through
right.
your food.
Yes.
So I went back. I went back up there.
To
and I'm
confront
not
him.
I'm not a confrontational guy. And he's like, hey, brother. And I'm like, yeah, no, don't brother me.
Yeah.
Don't brother me, brother.
Yeah.
I'll brother you.
Yeah.
And I go, I have to make you a sandwich, which I think confused him. Because I was not wearing the subterranean railroad station gear
Or gloves.
Right.
And he's like, no, it's against the rules. I had to pay the guy $50
What?
to make him a sandwich, where I repeated the process. I'm like, the anger's in your head.
Are you trying to like spitefully give him the anger?
Yeah, no, I'm just giving him.
You're
back
saying
his
you
anger.
pushed it back into the
pushed
sandwich.
it back into the sandwich. I made him eat it.
Does he? Okay.
And I was like, well, the $50, that was the deal.
Yeah.
I'm making you a sandwich.
Yeah.
You're going to eat fresh.
Right.
And, and bro, right? He ate it. I walk out of there and I'm like, da, 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 da. I'm feeling great. It could have been all psychological, but it worked. It only cost me $50.
You paid $50 for somebody to make their own sandwich and eat it?
I got a voodoo
He made their
curse
sandwich.
off of me.
Oh my gosh.
How else do you cure a voodoo sandwich?
Are you blaming your bad attitude, your grumpies, on a voodoo sandwich?
It sounds like it.
What else do you think it is? Headless horseman anger?
I don't think it's either one of those. I think you had a rough week.
I think so.
Well, I had toothache. That could have been it too.
Nothing makes a story more exciting than having two rivals take each other on in head-to-head competition.
I would agree with that.
Yep,
Yep.
100%.
I'm interested.
We see it time and time again throughout history. David versus Goliath.
Right.
Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes.
The Allies versus the Nazis in World War II.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. I guess.
The
guess
Rockledge Raiders versus the Cocoa Tigers.
Not familiar.
No, did that
Cocoa
happen
Tigers?
in real life?
Okay, so maybe you've never heard of that
Cocoa
last
Pebbles?
one.
I'm
You've never heard
hungry
that
now.
last one, but it's from Cocoa Beach. For a lot of people in Florida, the Rockledge Raiders versus the Cocoa Tigers is the rivalry to end all rivalries. These are two high school teams,
Okay.
and it's a pretty big deal. Both teams come from rather small towns,
Okay.
and in the South, especially, football is like king in
Oh,
smaller
they're playing
communities.
football?
Absolutely. Well, American football, right?
Right.
Because
Like,
Wayne is like
Oh,
into
okay,
that
here we go.
other
Yeah.
football.
You can't say the F word around him. He's like, do you mean American football?
Exactly. But in small towns, like especially in the South, like football is a big deal.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
That's what everybody's into it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so you see it portrayed often on TV, but it's that is the way of life for a lot of people. There's small town football teams, and basically these teams have larger operating budgets than the schools themselves.
Yeah.
Well, they're bringing in a lot of money, though,
Well, I think
right?
like Lakeland Dreadnoughts.
That's
Right,
true.
exactly.
Champs, they're big.
State
They're
champs.
big programs. And so when it comes to the Rockledge High School and Cocoa High School, this is definitely the vibe there. I mean, football is very important.
Right.
And so before anyone tunes out thinking this is a sports story, it's not.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man.
I'm
It's not a
tuning
sports
out.
story.
Yeah.
But this rivalry between these two teams is the setting for one of the craziest stories that we've ever had submitted to this show.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm just kind of setting the tone. This is where we're going.
That's a pretty big claim.
Rockledge Ragers.
Let's go. There's a D in there. So the Rockledge Raiders first played the Cocoa Tigers in 1954.
Okay.
There was
the
sports
50s.
back- all right.
50s, man.
That's what I'm talking
No
about.
wonder.
So the game was tied the majority of the time, but towards the end, the Tigers squeaked out a victory. But the problem was it was a controversial call made by the referees, which turned the tides in the Tigers' favor.
Tides.
Okay.
Nice.
So when everything was said and done and the teams were leaving the stadium, a fight breaks out.
Naturally.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. It got so bad that both teams ended up suspending more than a dozen of their players.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Which, keep in mind, this is the 50s. You know how hard
Right.
it is to get suspended from school
Yeah.
in the 50s?
Yeah.
Kids are smoking cigarettes in the hallways. I
Yeah.
mean, like it's
Tattletale.
I'm just saying, they really were. But it shows you how bad of a fight it was. So this single game began what would become a 65-year rivalry between these two schools. And it was bigger than football. So it found its way into every sport that both schools offered.
Debate club.
Debate club.
Yep.
Well, if you were like at Rockledge High and you saw, or like if you're from Rockledge and you saw someone wearing like a Cocoa varsity jacket
Oh,
at
you
the
got to
movies,
beat him up.
No, hit him
no,
with your car.
you fight them. Yeah, it's like, hey, like we're rivalries, dude.
Okay.
Like switch
Switchblade.
rival gangs.
Good reason to go to jail.
Exactly.
A high school
You go to an
rivalry.
opposing school, bud, you're mine.
Your parents have a house in another district. You're going down.
We're
I'm
gonna have
kick
to
your
fight.
butt.
But after about 20 years or so, things began to cool down a little bit. It wasn't violent anymore. Cocoa High and Rockledge still had a very healthy rivalry, but they weren't doing anything like that, nothing crazy. That had smoothed over, but they were having prank wars.
That's what I'm talking about.
Here we go.
Okay, so in 1971...
Which usually comes full circle back around to anger and fighting.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, gosh.
In 1971, under the cover of darkness, players from the Rockledge Raiders snuck onto Cocoa High School property. They climbed the side of the gymnasium and they dismantled the tiger statue that was on the very top.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's
impressive.
That's Coco's mascot.
Yeah.
They moved the tiger down to the football field and placed it on the 50-yard line. They then proceeded to make kind of makeshift babies' diapers.
Okay.
And put them on the tiger, and then they painted on the field Wawa baby tigers.
Okay. Wow. I mean,
That's good.
They're starting hard.
They
Yeah.
are. I like that.
Okay, so in retaliation, that same year, players from Coco's team
Okay.
snuck onto Rockledge High School property
Yeah.
and covered the prized Raider statue
No.
in dozens of pairs of men's underwear.
Okay.
And then with paint in the parking lot, they wrote, "The Raiders are a bunch of Fifi boys."
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay.
Fifi
They did really
boys.
step it up.
I Googled Fifi boys. Nothing really comes up. I don't know what that means.
It does. He just can't
Honestly,
talk about it.
I think I've heard it on Ali G.
I mean, I don't think it's nice. Yeah, I don't think you should say it, but I couldn't find what it means.
Well, you said it pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I think
Fifi
so.
boys, Fifi boys.
Confidently.
Yeah.
But basically, every year from 1971 on, the two schools were constantly pranking one another.
Yep.
Some years were mild pranks and others, like, not so much. For example, in 1975, staff and faculty at Cocoa High School showed up to work at 6:45 a.m., only to find that the entire main building had been filled with chickens.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
There we
That's
go.
so good.
Like it.
Live chickens were running up and down the halls, flying on top
Well,
of the
that's good. At
tables
least
and
they're alive.
lockers.
Yeah.
Some of them had flown through the glass into the main office.
Jeez.
It took officials 3 hours to run around and catch all the live chickens, another 4 hours to clean the entire place because
Yeah.
of all the poop and feathers left behind.
Yeah.
And so it was estimated that over 300 chickens had
What?
been placed
My
inside the building
gosh.
overnight.
Where do you get 300 chickens?
That's a foul prank. Got it.
I didn't give him a heads up on what the topic was.
Honestly,
that was all
though,
improv.
That's impressive, though. Like to get 300 chickens
For
into
real.
one
I know,
building overnight.
no joke. So basically, Rockledge knew that retaliation would come. It was only a matter of time. And the counterattack happened May 3rd of that same year, 1975. Rockledge, their principal showed up to work early before everyone else, only to find that every desk and chair in the building had been removed and placed on the rooftop.
What?
Wow.
On the flagpole flew a giant white flag that said,
Oh, here we go.
"Eat chicken poop," but it was the S word.
Oh. Eat chicken soup.
Every table and chair on the
Wow.
roof.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, that is incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
That's a chore.
That is a big chore. Like that's
talking, like,
commitment.
The entire student body is in on these pranks, basically. Like,
But how do they not get caught?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of it?
yeah, I don't know. It
No
is
alarms in the
70s.
70s.
No
Yeah.
police in the 70s.
No police either.
I think so, but the sheer size of these pranks were astronomical. The amount of planning that went into them were outrageous, but no one ever really got hurt. It was just like property damage here and there.
Right.
Well,
But
the chicken allergy kid, he didn't end up too
he,
well.
he
didn't do
passed
too
away.
well.
He did pass away.
No. But in 1978, Rockledge varsity linebacker Eugene Merritt had
Okay.
a plan that would place them at the top of the prank war forever.
You should have said Eugene Merritt at the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
prankster Pranky.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
He's so
We
He's
know
got
who
this
he is.
plan.
He's QB?
Yeah,
I
no,
knew
he's
it.
not. He's linebacker. He's linebacker. Yeah, he's got this plan that's going to put him over the top.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot of work and a whole lot of luck, but he thinks this is going to work out. So
Let's hear
the plan was as follows. Stay with me. Rockledge students would spread the rumor to Cocoa students
Okay.
that the Rockledge football team had been practicing top secret plays at a top secret location.
Fun.
Okay.
Eventually, over the course of a few weeks, they would let that secret location slip out.
Okay.
They
This
would be
is fun.
practicing, quote unquote, in the valley of Dixon's Peak. Now, Dixon's
Okay.
Peak was a
Yeah.
location that students from both schools knew about because it was known as like Makeout Peak.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
perfect.
talking about.
Okay,
Yep.
it's where you take your little boyfriend or girlfriend to get some kisses.
Not a lot
Okay.
of valleys in Florida.
No,
But
not a ton.
if you find one, you need to make out in it.
Dixon's Peak is a valley.
Well, basically, they wouldn't make out in the valley. No.
Yeah.
The peak is the mountaintop. It's a 36-foot tall
Okay.
hill that looks out over a smooth plot of land down in the
Monster
valley.
Hill.
Right. So down in the valley would be where supposedly the Rockledge Raiders were practicing their top secret plays.
Gotcha.
But that was part of the plan. So basically, when the Rockledge Raiders would really be up on the peak, hiding in the trees.
Oh,
Okay.
geez.
So when the Cocoa Tigers showed up to spy on them or
Yep.
to maybe even prank them, they would hop out of the trees and let them have it.
They're like studying
How are they-
warfare for this.
How are they going to let them have it?
Well, good question. They were going to let them have it with over 2,000 pounds of cow manure.
Oh my
What?
gosh. Okay.
Cow poop.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Lots
Lot
of
of
poop. Lots of
poop
poop
involved.
pranks.
Pocket, Pockets full. They showed up.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Cargo pants bulging.
Yeah, it was actually like trucks,
Oof.
like pickup trucks. So Eugene Merritt and the Rockledge Raiders, they put their plan into motion, and it seemed like Cocoa Tigers had like really bought it. It went perfectly, but there was one small problem. There's a freshman cornerback for the Rockledge Raiders who was secretly dating a cheerleader at Cocoa High School,
Ruh-roh.
God.
home of the Tigers.
Okie dokie.
He
Movie
tells
about
her,
this.
Yep.
she tells their friends.
Oh no.
Friends tell the football team.
It's a double reverse.
So basically, the Cocoa Tigers come up with their own plan.
Oh my gosh.
They would show up to Dixon's Peak and pretend to be oblivious. But in reality, in their own trucks, they would have even more cow manure.
What? Where the manure guy's got to be like, I've hit the jackpot.
So their plan is to basically fling the poop into the woods at the unsuspecting Rockledge Raiders.
Okay.
Major poop fight. So I'm going to summarize this just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, poop fight.
Rockledge Raiders start a rumor
Yes.
that they're practicing top secret plays down in the valley, but they're really going to hide on the top of the peak
Right.
Yes.
and then throw poop at the Tigers.
Yes.
The Tigers found out about the plan.
Yep.
They're playing along. They're going to show up at the top of the peak and then throw poop at the Raiders in the woods.
Poop fight.
Now, do they
Poop
have
fight.
the things you pull back and you launch the poop?
I don't know, like a water balloon launcher.
Yes.
Trebuchet. Is that,
I think,
Sure.
yeah, a trebuchet.
Yeah.
that how you say it?
Medieval
Yeah,
times.
that is how you say it, actually.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So here you go. The night of the prank arrives, and the Rockledge Raiders are all hiding in the trees
Yep.
at the top of Dixon's Peak with 2 pickup trucks full of cow poop.
It's still a prank against yourself.
You're
I don't
having to
wanna-
scoop it up with your hands.
Thank you.
The sun goes down, and the Cocoa Tigers show up with their own pickup trucks full of poop.
Oh, this is a night.
And just
Jesus.
before they start to throw theirs into the woods at the Rockledge Raiders,
Yes.
a member of the Tigers looks over the edge of Dixon's Peak, and he sees something down in the valley that neither team suspected.
What?
Ruh-roh.
He saw 75 lit torches held by 75 members of the Ku Klux Klan.
What?
Jesus.
What is happening?
Oh my gosh.
So he begins telling his team, and the Tigers
Hold the poop.
yeah,
Hold
the
the poop.
Tigers begin sprinting towards the woods, doing that, waving their hands and going, "Hey, like don't do it!" motion to the Raiders.
And you know those guys are like, do they see us?
I know.
Are they running towards us?
So luckily for both teams, no one throws anything.
Yeah.
They're just surprised that the Tigers even knew that they were in the woods.
You know
Right.
someone got one throw in.
Right. Well, the teams begin talking, and they realized the one thing they disliked more than each other was those racist SOBs in the KKK.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes.
obviously.
Yep. What unites us is our hate.
Right.
Yes.
So for the first time in history, the Rockledge Raiders and the Cocoa Tigers
Oh
put their rivalry
my
aside
Unreal.
to team up against a common enemy. They estimate that approximately 2 tons of poop was
What?
launched over the edge of Dixon's
Oh my
Peak
gosh.
onto the Ku Klux Klan.
How
What
confusing
in the
is that?
world?
You're there at a Klan meeting,
Yep.
preaching your hatred.
You got your hood on.
Yeah, and you can't see
Right.
much anyways. And then just rain of poop
Yeah. Well,
comes
it
flying
trickles
out of
in
the sky.
probably
You're gonna
first, so
smell
you
it
get
first.
dinked.
Oh yeah, and then you're getting hit.
Who's
Just a-
got poop on their boot?
just a bunch of racist rednecks getting hit by
Oh
poop.
my god.
Both teams fled the scene and they made it home safely without
Wow.
anyone getting caught. Until this day, the Rockledge Raiders and the Cocoa Tigers meet on the field once a year for one of the state's biggest rivalry football games.
Okay.
But people in both towns will never forget the night that they came together to toss cow poop onto the Ku
Oh
Klux
my
Klan
gosh.
back in the 70s.
Insane.
Wow. Okay, you're right. This may be one of the best stories.
I think it's great.
What's funny is when they meet on the field now, it's called the Barbecue Bowl. Like it's a big deal. Like
Sounds delicious.
These two
Yeah.
teams are small, and I don't think they do well necessarily like nationally. Like
Yeah,
the Lakeland.
I like that they picked a general flavor and not like the barbecue bowl.
Yeah, not like exactly.
Brand or anything.
It's just you come cook out, watch a football game, and that's the end of it. But I love it. I love
yeah.
that
Wow.
no matter how much you hate your rival school team or whatever it is, that's petty compared to like, the
Racist.
freaking Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Like, let's throw poop on them. So
That's
awesome.
Gosh.
yeah, big thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Very cool.
So that's one of the coolest stories we ever had submitted. But yeah, it feels like it's been a good week.
Oh, it's
Feels
been
like
a great
week.
I'm glad Josh has like figured out his week now and his sandwich debacle. And
Yeah,
he's
you would
doing
think
better.
I would just have to digest that angry voodoo sandwich, but
And
no.
then it would be gone.
Yeah.
The anger absorbed into your glands,
Bloodstream,
your
yeah.
emotional glands. Well, we love you guys. If you want to hear more, you can do that on patreon.com/FMOFM podcast.
right.
That's true.
A lot of bonus content there, bonus episodes, live streamers. We're streaming
Oh,
right
live
now.
streamers.
Streamers.
People are watching. So if you're watching live now, you get the episode a week in advance, but you also have access to the live stream throughout the week. So you can do that whenever you want to. Retroactively is what I like to say.
There it is.
Yes.
If you want to follow
live
us on
for that
social
word.
media, it's FMOFM Podcast across Twitter and Instagram. Florida Man on Florida Man Podcast on Facebook. We love you guys.
Love
so
you.
much.
Have a good week.
See ya.
See ya.